like maybe I'm not gonna make it like everyone says, but you know, I was always like, I had a cousin who made the league, so I was like, if he can make it, I can make it too.
This is Dave Meltzer with Entrepreneur The Playbook. I'm here with Ivica Zubac, better known as Zoo Alcindor. Zoo, the big zoo. What's going on?
Not much, you know, just trying to get into the playoffs, working every day, and you know, living the life in LA.
There it is, and you are used to LA. I know, coming from Croatia, you dreamed about playing for the Lakers.
Yeah,
And
that was a dream since I was a kid.
And your parents kind of fed into that dream. I think your first jersey was a Lakers jersey.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant, maybe?
It was, I think it was actually a run artist.
Oh, really? So I
So
own a esport team with Metta World Peace.
yeah.
Yeah.
Metta is one of my favorite teammates. You know, I'm still in touch with him. Metta is a great guy. But yeah, Lakers since.
And you end up getting drafted by the Lakers, but now all of a sudden you're over on the other side of town with the Clippers. As a business, what is the differences between the two teams as a business? Not a team, but as a business. What are the main differences you see switching over teams?
As a business,
Yeah.
man, you know, Lakers are obviously like a bigger like
Big.
team. Like, you know, it's just like
Glamour-wise?
yeah, like there's a lot more people knows about Lakers, and you know, everything about promoting and marketing stuff is like it's easier to do with the Lakers brand. But you know, Clippers are really like I was surprised with you know how Clippers are bigger than I thought. You know, that's especially since I got in the league. Every year, Clippers are a bigger and bigger name on the market. You
But
know,
you got a better chance of making the playoffs this year.
yeah, that's one of the. That's why I'm really happy about this trade. Is I'm gonna be playing in the playoffs for the first time, and that's a great experience for me.
When you're growing up overseas, it's a pretty big dream, even in America, to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
But overseas, you know, not everybody buys in, no matter how tall you are. I mean, you were born at what, 24 inches? Is that how tall you were when you were born? Is that what I read?
20. You know, I'm not. Where Europeans are more centimeters.
Right,
yeah.
right.
But yeah, about there, 24, 25 inches. Yeah.
Yeah, so even being tall, though, people don't necessarily think you're going to make the NBA.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
And how did you stay consistent with that dream?
it's just like, you know, people were mocking my dreams. Like, since I was a kid, you know, I was like, I want to go to the NBA. You know, people around me, they always had smaller dreams. You know, everyone was like, I want to play for the local team. I want to play for the, I don't know, EuroLeague team. But I was always, since day one, I want to play in an NBA league. And you know, it's a lot of people were making fun of that, and they were like, "There's no way you're making the league. That's like 450 best players in the world. You're not gonna make that." And you know, you know, it was tough to hear that from a lot of people. And you know, one of the advices I was hearing when I was growing up, like, you got to be realistic about your dreams. And, you know, so sometimes I would think like maybe I'm like dreaming too much.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking maybe I'm not gonna make it like everyone says. But you know, I was always like, I had a cousin who made the league, so I was like, if he can make it, I can make it too. So, you know, I was every day. It's just like it was hard work every day. I was like working out super hard, you know, harder than everyone else. And you know, by the age of 17, people started
believing.
they were like, you're gonna make the league, and I was like, I've been telling you like that I'll make the league, but so people started believing when I was around 17, and I got drafted when I was 19, and everything kind of went on.
Now, when you have doubts, everyone has doubts, no matter how good you are.
Yeah.
Even today, you probably have doubts about certain things. What did you go to in your heart or in your mind when, everyone was mocking you? You're 14 or 15 years old, and they're like, "Oh my God, this guy thinks he's going to make the NBA." Like, what part of you did you dig into? Or, I know you were lucky to have a cousin that's done it, so that obviously is a turning point when you can see someone else do it. But there had to be something else when. Because at a young age, we're really sensitive to what other people say. Were your parents in support of you?
My parents always believed in me, and I had people around me who didn't believe, and I had few persons who are really close to me who always believed in me and always supported me no matter what. So I had a tough injury in really important years. When I was 16, I broke my foot. I was out for a year. So, that was probably the toughest period of my life, because I was in a cast in my bed for 6 months.
Wow.
Didn't do anything, and seeing all my friends and all the guys who are my age and playing basketball on a high level, it was tough looking at it, and it was just I started doubting myself, but I had people around me, my parents, my family, my close friends. They believed in me, and when I got back to the basketball, I started working extra harder than before, and the NBA was close.
Sometimes when we have something negative like that happen or scary, that our dreams are being taken away from us, do you think it actually motivates you more when you got back? And but for that happening, who knows how good you would be?
Yeah, because it depends on the person. I think it depends how you look at it. Some person, if someone gets hurt, really tough injury, some people are just gonna stop doing it. They're gonna fall, and they're some people are not built for it. But it just made me work extra harder. From the beginning, from when I started playing basketball, I knew what was my dream, and I would do anything to achieve it. So, I knew I'm not built for anything else. I knew it was NBA. So I was like, if I don't make NBA, I don't know what am I gonna do with my life. So I didn't have a choice. I was like, that's the only thing I can do.
See, there's a huge advantage of being 5'7". I got so many options of what I can do, right?
Yeah.
I could be the commissioner of the NBA. I could even play point guard in the NBA.
I know, right?
Some guys are good enough, not me. Now, one of the, I think, most interesting things in basketball, as well as any sport, is mentorship. You had, drafted by the Lakers. All of a sudden, you had this great opportunity to play with, the greatest player, maybe of all time.
Yeah.
And what did you take away mentorship? Because most people don't realize that, I'm blessed to have been around LeBron James. Most people don't realize how hard he works and what he does.
It's, I had that same picture about him before he was on, we were on the same team, but, when he signed for the Lakers, first time when I was over back in Croatia over the summer, so I got back few weeks before the training camp to LA to work out, and I was thinking night before my first workout, I was like, I'm gonna come in first in the morning so I can introduce myself to LeBron and build a relationship, talk to him a little bit. So I get to the facility, it's 8 a.m. First thing I see LeBron in the weight room lifting.
He's already there.
First guy, and I was like, man,
First
that's
day,
how it
first
is.
guy.
First day, and I was like, this is how it is. And it's been and it was not only first day, it was every day. LeBron had the same routine. And,
Kobe Bryant was like that as well.
Yeah, I heard a lot of stories about Kobe too, but I didn't get to see him. But everything I've seen about LeBron is amazing. He's a true professional, and he works so hard, and he deserves everything he got.
Is he hard to cover? Is that a given question?
Yeah, that's I don't think.
What best piece of advice did LeBron James give you?
You know, it was about basketball. It was about staying ready. He was like, no matter where on the court you are, like always have your hands ready, because like, I don't know who you played with before, but I'm gonna find you. Even when you think you're not open, I'm gonna find you. So always have your hands ready,
and you have to when you play. Yeah.
It's amazing. Like when you play with him, he makes the game so much easier for you and for everyone around him, and it's just.
And on the note of mentorship, you know, you played for a very young coach, Luke Walton, who I really love. But here at the Clippers, you have a very seasoned coach, right? A guy who has much more experience than LeBron James. He's seen it all in the league. You know, with young players today, and they're getting younger. You know, Shea's on the team with you. You got, you know, kids that still should be in college. You're just going to turn 22 next week, I think, on Monday. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
You know, what's the difference between, you know, a young coach like Luke Walton and an older coach like Doc?
It's what you said. Doc's been through everything. You know, he's been a coach for a long time. He's been a player a long time ago, before I was even born. So, you know, it's just like, I trust him no matter what he says, even if it don't make sense to me. I trust him because I know he knows the best. He won a championship already as a coach, and you know, it's just. I trust him with every decision he makes, and I try to follow his lead. And, you know, I know he knows what he's doing.
And then on the other side, though, a young coach maybe be able to identify with you better, right?
Yeah.
And so,
you know, with Luke, it was learning process for him and me. You know, we got in to the Lakers at the same time. Him as a head coach, me as a player, and you know. It was a lot of learning from him, you know, from me. So I was kind of learning more from my teammates. You know, I had Lou Williams my first year, Metta world peace. You know, guys like that who've been through everything. So I was relying on them a lot to learn how to function in the NBA, how to do some things, how to be a professional. You know, that really helped me.
And now Metta's a good friend of yours, and obviously Metta is an ultra entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I talk to him all the time about business stuff, and he's my partner in the eSport team. You know, have you started thinking about what you're going to do off the court business-wise, or are you still just focused solely on?
You know, Metta is everywhere. He's trying to do a little bit of everything. You know, I was lucky enough to be around him and. Luol Deng. Luol is big with real estate, so that's the thing I think I want to do when I'm done. Not when I'm done, even when like I talk to Luol a lot still about real estate and how that works, how is he doing that, all that things, and you know, he told me like he's gonna get me in, like he's gonna help me out, and you know, I'm gonna try to learn from him because he's really big in that business. Like he
does really well.
Yeah.
With mentorship, I owned a lot of real estate, and I didn't have a mentor, so it's good to have a really good mentor in real estate. I will tell you this, in America, being a lawyer, that since the beginning of America, all the laws in America are based to protect the landowner. So owning property in America is a good thing with the right mentorship, because you don't want to over leverage, you want to find the right financing, the right security, the right location. You know, all of those different things.
I was talking to him about like, if I stay in LA, hopefully this summer, you know, I want to buy a house. So he was like, don't buy before you talk to me. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna find you a good house that you can earn money if you want to sell it or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess prices are a little bit more expensive here than in Croatia.
More like 10 times.
It's amazing, except for Dubrovnik, maybe.
I don't know. I lived in the capital of Croatia for like 5 years, So I had a pretty good apartment, like 2 bedrooms, pretty nice, like modern, and it was like $500 a month. So I get drafted by the Lakers. I come to LA, and a person from my agency is helping me out with getting an apartment. So they were like, how much you want to spend, like monthly? So I'm like, I don't know, what are the prices? And she was like, well, guys are paying around $5,000 a month. I was like, no, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, that's like a year rent in Croatia, and she was like, that's a month in LA.
In LA. So good thing you make a little bit more money.
Yeah, so. That's a good thing. So I don't know what.
The being in the winery business, right? So it's funny because I'm 51 years old, and I got out of law school, and I made a lot of money.
Yeah.
I got into technology, but there was older guys in the business, and one of them said, my monthly nut, I spend $5,000 a month, and I looked at him, because I came from Akron, Ohio, single mom, 6 kids. That was a lot of money to me, and I looked at him and go, I'll never spend $5,000 a month, like total everything, car, house, food. And now my wife, when I tell her that story, she laughs because I got 3 teenage daughters and a son, and she's like, you're lucky if you don't spend that a day.
A week.
Yeah, exactly. All right, last question. You have such a great long career ahead of you. What legacy do you want to leave? What name or mark do you want to put on the game or off the court for you? What's your ultimate goal?
Ultimate goal is win as many championships I can. I think that's the goal for every player in the league.
I hope so.
Get few individual awards, whatever it is. I'll like making defensive team, like one of the 3 teams. That would be that's one of my goals. And but of the court, I want to be remembered as not only a basketball player. It's like I want to be in a community. I want to help out people, and that's always been big for me, And back home too, over here a little bit, and just like being a businessman.
You should buy a big apartment building in Croatia, and then rent it out at LA prices.
I would pay back that building in a month, but in Croatia. But I always kind of wanted to be a businessman too.
Good.
Like to own few businesses and have people work for me, and that's something I want to do too.
Well, I love it. You need any help? I'm a great business coach. I used to be way back when an agent, but moved to the easier side, business coaching athletes and helping. On that side. So anything you ever need, just let me know.
On that,
That's a pleasure here.
Appreciate it.
Dave Meltzer here with Entrepreneurs, The Playbook.